Star Wars: A New Hope. This is, of course, the one that started it all, and it also started some confusion. Now, I was around 5 or 6 years old when I first saw this in the theater. I'm not even sure I could read the scrawl text that comes on, but later I remember thinking, Episode 4, A New Hope. That's strange. I didn't know we had lost any hope, and why is it Episode 4 instead of Episode 1? Of course, now we know this is prior to the prequels, and what a web of franchise this weaved with the first 3 movies, then the prequels, then the sequels, for a total of 9, plus all the other additions. Let's just stick to the 9 for right now. George Lucas, what a storyteller. I don't know if he planned this all out this way or not, but what a genius move to foreshadow back and forth like that. You're really hitting 2.5 to 3 generations and keeping the original generation, my generation, Gen X, excited about this entire movie series, at least for the 9. For some of you, probably just for the first 6, maybe just for the first 3. But let's talk about A New Hope, Episode 4 of Star Wars. We are introduced to a whole new movie-making genre at this point. This is a space film. There's spaceships, the TIE fighters and the X-Wings were introduced to all of those. Just these huge sets for this film. We're starting to see planets, Tatooine with 2 moons. Just this futuristic idea after idea that Lucas had that he put in this. Now, I know he took some liberties from some other films. I know Flash Gordon had a lot to do with the emphasis on this movie. He pulled from several different places, but he really knocked it out of the park with this. One thing I wanted to talk about was the AI. There's a lot going on with AI right now in the world, ChatGPT and all that. But if you look at it, the robots were, to me at least, a huge part of this movie. I'd up to this point never seen anything like C-3PO or R2-D2, and they play an important role in the plot of the movie. And they also bring along some humor. But from an AI standpoint, I mean, think about it. Even now, 40 years later, we have some AI, and, but we don't have a robot that we can talk to, and it can talk back to us with its own thinking, with its own humor. That's code that's been written into the ChatGPT stuff, and I don't know exactly how it all works, but it's not C-3PO. But Lucas had the foresight that might be something that would be in the future, even though the original text says in a galaxy long ago, far, far away. It's just genius the way he's wrapped all this up. I really remember enjoying the droids in this movie. I think it was the first 2 action figures I got, along with Luke Skywalker and probably Darth Vader. I mean, that's the classic 4 that you've got to have, right? I don't remember getting Han Solo initially. I don't remember getting Princess Leia. I remember the droids. I remember Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader as far as the Kenner toys, and I really wore those things out playing with them. Wish I had those now. But anyway, the movie itself, the plot, starts off introducing us to the characters. The story starts building, and we end up with the stages set for the classic good versus evil story that Lucas is so good at telling. Some CGI, I guess, in this initial film. A lot of sets were built. CGI, kind of a loose term. Certainly not the extent of what they used in The Phantom Menace. Probably trick photography is a better way of saying it. I remember seeing some of the behind the scenes for this movie, and there was a lot of sets being built, especially when they go down into the trenches of the Death Star, and just some amazing photography work, videography, and that final battle sequence with the Death Star is great. The throne room scene, what a scene that was. You remember the music, obviously, as with all the Star Wars films, John Williams is the composer. And the throne room scene at the end, where Leia is giving Han Solo and Luke Skywalker the awards, huge, this huge place that they're at, and the music went right along with it. My brother and his wife had that music playing as they were exiting their wedding ceremony, which was classic, and I really loved it because I got to be a part of it. But such a piece of Americana, all starting with this first film. This is, in fact, where it all started. Be interesting to know how many times you saw this movie in the theater. That was kind of a big thing. People would go around talking about how, it was a kind of bragging rights. I saw Star Wars 10 times. I wasn't, in a position to just go do it whenever I wanted. And I don't really remember wanting to or expecting to get to go back over and over. I enjoyed it for what it was. I may have seen it twice in the theater, I don't know. But this movie kind of set the stage. You didn't know there was going to be a sequel yet to it with The Empire Strikes Back. But boy, when that one came out, I was really excited. And if you haven't seen that video of my review of The Empire Strikes Back, you can check that out. But may the Force be with you, and let me know in comments, how many times did you see the original Star Wars, A New Hope?